Welcome back, everybody, to the XoneBros. This is your positive gaming and Xbox community. It is another week of pure fun, joy. Before the show started, we were discussing the validity of legalizing prostitution.
What are you talking about? No, you're.
But we won't get into that heavy topics here. We only care about legalizing gaming, legalizing it everywhere, like Xbox gaming. First and foremost, as always, I'm joined by the Bros, the XoneBros. There's Mr. McSpicy, who doesn't like that I went there. He's like stressing.
Well, basically, what happens is they try to.
He stresses.
They try to stress me out.
Next is Short the Man.
Hello.
You're for legal prostitution, correct? Last but not least,
They're jumping in on a conversation that has no context, and it makes us look very, very terrible.
I mean, if you're a libertarian, if you're really anywhere on the spectrum, there is merits to letting me do what I want with my body when I want.
Oh my gosh. Okay, David. Oh my gosh. We need to. Yeah, my wife in chat says we need to replace David's filter.
I'm X1. Welcome to the show. E3 is here in 1 week, but before we get to E3, it is a new month, and the new month means a new Game Club Game of the Month. If you don't know what that is, head over to XoneBros.com, hit that Discord button, join us on Discord. Over on our Game Club channel, we play a month together each and every single week.
We play a month together?
We play a game together each and every single
month. We play a month together.
Sorry. Yeah. All right, I'm going too fast here. And the game this month, our Game Club Game of the Month, is the one and only Maneater. That's right, it's Maneater. In fact, let's pull up a trailer of Maneater. This is the game of sharks. If you remember, we talked about this when it first released. It got rave reviews. There is just something fun about, it's like Echo. Remember the game Echo? The dolphin?
I do, yes.
But if you're a shark and your goal is to eat people, and then you get Maneater. And that's the game.
Then you get Maneater.
And that's our Game Club Game of the Month.
I'm pulling it up right now, David. Sorry. One second. It's on its way.
You're good. But so for those of you listening, just go check out the Maneater trailer if you're confused of what it is. It's epic. It just looks like pure fun and joy. You're a shark eating people. You're doing boss fights with people who are trying to hunt you on ships. And look at that. Oh, yeah, he used the super right there to jump out and grab that player.
Because if you think about it, from the shark's perspective, we're the bad guy.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
He's just trying to survive.
It's another Mario Bowser
scenario.
Yeah.
Which, by the way...
Although, I'll be honest, if they let me go shark hunting with like AK-47s, like in this game, like those people are, I would volunteer more
Yeah, like
often.
people are shooting that shark. And then you become a nuclear shark.
You do, really?
Yeah, that shark head was like glowing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Those bad guys.
Yeah, there I am.
Hey, that is you.
That's totally
that's
me.
A tatted up you.
With tats, no shirt on, ready to just kill that shark.
It's Jordan on the unicorn floaty.
It's on Game Pass. Another great addition to
the
Game Pass catalog.
Oh, it's actually a shark that's on the unicorn floaty.
With beers.
Yeah, it was a surprise. Anyways, go check it out. It's over on Discord. That's our Game Club Game of the Month. It is on Game Pass right now. Again, great addition to Game Pass. So we'll play this throughout the month. We'll discuss it. Come discuss it over on our Discord with us. Andrew Cullinine says, I downloaded Maneater, but my 4-year-old is always watching, and I'd like her to go in the water again. Smart move. Smart move, yeah. I doubt that that's going to happen.
That's a good idea, yeah.
Yeah. So E3.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Almost here.
It's next week.
Is it next
Sunday?
Sunday? Yeah,
it's on Sunday, everybody. So actually, we need to talk about that. I forgot to talk to you guys about it before the show. We will not have a show on Friday because if we do our show on Friday,
special show.
Well, if we have a show on Friday, it will be completely irrelevant 2 days later after the Sunday show.
That makes sense.
So I think when you're hearing how the sausage is made, I think we need to do a show on Sunday.
Okay.
Afternoon, evening, night, whenever. Late at night if we have to.
Shouldn't we do it after?
Yeah, it's after the show. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah. So and then it will be relevant for the whole week. So next week's show will not be on Friday. It will be on Sunday as long as you guys are.
And then that'll probably be the show for the following week too. Then, right?
No, because
the
on Friday we'll have
Friday.
We'll have been able to see all the other cool stuff.
Yeah. See
how science works.
Yeah.
Science.
You never know.
You never do know. Anyway, so that'll be the schedule for this next week. We'll work out the details and announce it over on our Discord. So stay tuned. If you're subscribed to YouTube, you should be able to see it, and it'll be a good time. It'll be a fun time. In fact, should we get together and watch E3 together?
I think that's what we do every year.
I'm pretty sure that's how the year works.
Yeah, I
like,
think
my whole life revolves around.
Don't
this
we
time
usually
of year.
get Rancheritos, big old fat burritos?
Oh yeah, that's
then
right. We
watch
do.
it. Yeah.
That's right. We do. Absolutely. So E3, I thought we'd go back and talk about some of our most memorable E3s, and we can pull up that. And I think I'm going to go first. The best moment of all the E3s for me was when Keanu Reeves came on stage. We were up front.
Actually, I think we have that.
We
here.
got to see it. And it wasn't anything. It wasn't even about like the game or like Cyberpunk. It was just the atmosphere of being there in person and the crowd going wild, and it was just a fun, exciting time. And I don't think it comes across as well.
There he is.
Like you
Found
can
him.
you can tell the crowd goes absolutely wild when he comes out. But you don't it was that times 1,000.
Yeah.
Well,
being
because
there
it
in the
was
audience.
Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is before we knew that Cyberpunk was not being made for the next gen console. Well,
Yeah.
The whole scenario
It
that
was
Cyberpunk went down.
before Cyberpunk came out.
This is before we knew how our dreams would be shattered.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was super fun to be there. That was exciting. I think you can on screen. You can see the back of my hat.
Your hat
The
is
white
white.
hat. I was
in
at
the
the bottom right
left
there.
corner. Yeah.
Yeah, I was right there at the bottom.
Yep, that's how I always look for that white hat. So that is one of my favorite memories, just being there in the atmosphere. And that was last in-person E3
Yeah.
that existed. So 2 years ago. So that was 2019
Yeah.
because there was no 2020
There was no
E3.
2020. Yeah, 2020 was
2020
was a
didn't
hell of a year.
exist. Jordan, how about you? Anything that stands out to you about our past E3 experiences? Another thing that I really enjoy about our E3 experiences is we meet up with everybody in the community that goes there, and we usually have like a daily morning breakfast. And
I like Denny's.
your IHOP. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the IHOP.
And there's homeless people that yell at you.
Yeah,
Well,
remember
that
that one
homeless
guy?
guy
Like,
that came in
yeah.
and he didn't he put down like
Yeah, he like tried to hand us heroin or something.
yeah.
It was weird.
Well, and he like
And, hey,
beelined it right to us. We're in the back.
Respect. That's bold.
We're in the back of this IHOP, and this guy like makes eye contact with us, and we're with everybody. We're with a whole bunch of people, and he just walks right in the door, walks right past everyone else, and then sticks his hand with his like Kleenex in front of whose face was it? Yours, David?
I think it was
I
Ronan.
think it was like me and Ronan
think it was
sitting over on
Ronan,
that
yeah.
side.
Ronan's.
Yeah, we were over there. Yeah, it was crazy.
And no one did anything.
Well,
because
actually, I was
apparently, like,
impressed. The waiter was like, "Hey, man, get the F out of here!" Like the waiter stepped in
did
and
not
hey,
mess
hey.
around. Us out of towners were like, what?
We were like, "Who is this
What
guy?"
is happening?
Yeah, the homeless. There's.
Well, what was the one thing I remember is because the first year we were like 4 blocks away in the hotel where Clint Eastwood saved the president,
It was a walk.
and then the second year we were.
It really is.
Yeah, no,
It is.
I was in the same elevator where
Yeah.
Clint
It
Eastwood
actually
saved
had
the
a
president.
plaque
Yeah.
on there, right? That
Yeah,
said,
where-
"This is the scene."
Where Clint Eastwood saved the president. So,
What movie? Man on Fire? Or what is the movie?
no, it's about the assassination. What's it called?
He's
the one.
Clint
The
Eastwood's
one.
a Secret Service agent, right?
Yeah, the one dude was in it, and he was the bad guy. I recognize all their faces, but the only name I remember is Clint Eastwood.
Oh, I know that it was an Otis.
Yeah.
That was an Otis.
This was
elevator.
Oh, yeah.
because
It's Otis time.
We started watching.
An
We started
elevator
watching on
channel.
YouTube. There's this kid who goes around to all the like he has a ton of subs too.
on YouTube.
He
Yeah.
goes around and just looks at all the elevators.
Yeah.
He's like an elevator
Connoisseur.
connoisseur.
Yeah.
And that elevator was on his
Channel,
list. So
Yeah. It's a famous one.
No. So the first year, we actually met a lot of people walking to and from the hotel because there's such weird people in Los Angeles that the normal people kind of flock together. Like you remember the
in
guy that
herds.
was
They
there was
were
this
like-
one
They
guy
were like Ubisoft developers. I
Yeah,
think.
there was this one guy who was like chanting an incantation, and this other guy kind of leaned over towards our group, and we were like, "Hey, man," and
Yeah, you're more than welcome to join us.
and you start to get to know people that way. And no, he actually ended up being like a developer for Ubisoft.
Yeah, he was an
He
Ubisoft
was working
developer.
on one of the games. It was really cool to talk to him and have fun. But no, we got to meet a lot of people because of other weird people.
Yeah.
Well, and some of those people, like first of all, the whip guy on the side of the road. That guy, I think he's figured things out. Like he's just sitting there whipping people, so no one would go around
There
him.
was another guy who I also think was probably in that group, but I respected him more than most because what he did is there's a freeway exit that comes off right into downtown LA, and everybody's waiting at the crosswalk.
Oh, and cars are flying.
Yeah, everybody waits at the crosswalk. This guy looks left and right, and he just holds up his middle finger and walks across the street. And
Now
like all these other cars like had to screech to a stop,
Yeah, dude.
and it was like, wow,
That's respect.
like that guy.
That guy's hardcore.
Yeah, he does not he knows where he's going in life.
I wish I
And
was
he
just a little bit crazy, and I would do that.
Yeah.
I would say you're a little bit crazy, David. Only a little bit.
Yeah.
No, I
But
think
you're definitely have a little bit of that sauce in your life.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. To my detriment sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, remember, I think that's how we made friends with the Ubisoft person, because I was like making snarky comments about the incantation or something, and he laughed.
Yeah, and he was like, "Yeah, that guy is. He's because I think his comment was, I think he's cursing me."
So,
Yeah.
exhibitions at E3 itself. What is your most memorable? What is something that really
When
stands
we got
out?
in trouble, remember we got to go in like a day early,
That's right. We got to go in a day early.
and luckily they don't know about cloud saves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or that you have to go to your trash can to delete stuff.
It doesn't
too.
actually delete.
Because what we did was
I think it was an Overwatch.
Yeah.
It was
exhibit.
Overwatch.
Yeah.
We were walking through, and Overwatch had this cool
This was our first E3.
first E3. We don't know the rules. We're just walking through because we have these special badges because we're press apparently.
Because we're powerful people.
Powerful people.
we're walking through, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that Overwatch, that's awesome. They had this super cool green screen thing that surrounded.
Yeah, it was cool. And you could like take pictures.
Yeah, and I was like, we were just taking pictures of it. Like, this is super cool. I want to. Well, actually,
It was I think it was me taking a picture of you or something. Or,
yeah, and we were taking it because they. From what we do, we like to learn about lighting and how things are set up.
That's what it was.
They had
We
a
were
super
looking-
cool setup with their lighting on
That's
a green
right.
screen. Super interesting. And so we were like, oh, let's take pictures of that. Immediately,
The security lady.
the security lady was like, delete it.
Come
Show
over
me
here.
that you
Show me that you
deleted it.
deleted it. And I'm like,
Okay, yeah,
Oh,
okay.
restore. As we walk away.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, I wonder why it was kind of an odd
It's
rule.
because no, it's
Is it
because
of,
it's because
of
like it's
setup or
well, no,
or
it's because
early
they
press
don't want it to
rather-
post it out and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Like it's understandable.
Yeah. No, I think the coolest part about E3 and all conventions for that matter is just the social aspect of getting to meet people, being
Yeah.
a part of cool events. Like remember, I think it was the first E3 we went to. We got to go to the Cade Memorial out on the corner.
That's
of the
right.
street.
Street.
Yeah.
That
we
was
got
Destiny 2 had just been announced, like the trailer.
Forsaken, yeah. Oh, and speaking of that E3, do you remember when we walked in and beat the hell out of that other team during that demo?
Oh,
And there was that other guy on our team where
Oh,
he was
yeah.
like, "Hey, this is great, guys."
yeah.
Yeah.
And then you remember that other time when we also
burning through these.
yeah, when we also beat the crap out of that Gears of War thing, and the lady didn't know what to do because we won.
Well,
They were like, "Oh, you guys don't need
Well, yeah, so
help
that-
playing games."
yeah. Well,
Wait,
'cause-
I wasn't on your team for that one.
no,
No, it was the three.
Oh, yeah, that's
when
right.
we were playing
That's
Gears
right.
of War 3, they were playing that special mission where the gas comes out.
This
and
was
we
last
have to-
E3.
Yeah, this was last E3. And we're there to win.
Yeah,
So we won. And we had like an extra 7 mines while everyone else had to do stuff.
The
She's
lady was like looking around, like, "Do you want to play
like we
again?
beat that in like a minute and a half.
do you want to play again?" Yeah, that was
By the way, that was the first time we got our hands on the Elite controller. The Elite 2, I believe, was that they had that on that game.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So we got to play with the new Elite
I
controllers.
think you're right. Or one of my favorite memories of E3 was also last E3. I feel like the good memories came from last E3 because we knew what we were doing.
yeah.
The first E3, when you go to E3, it's a whole different experience. When you do go to the E3, everybody, you've got to make friends with Dark Knight.
Oh yeah.
In the
He-
community.
He knows
the
where all the, he
community.
knows where all the pins are.
He blows my mind. He like gets every single pin. He knows all the like insider events that are happening and like talks to people, gets to know them, and like gets inside of all the events and like, hey, here's who you need to talk to. Here's what you need to do. Like Dark Knight is the man at E3.
Well, and he also has like secret passwords that you would tell people, and then they would give you a
this is
secret.
what you have to say to this guy,
Yeah.
Bruce.
Here's the handshake.
Here's the handshake.
Yeah.
Dude, Dark
Stonecutters.
Yeah, Dark Knight, like he blows my it's like watching. It's like, you know, when you go and play golf on the golf course, you're like, oh yeah, I did pretty good there. And then you watch professional golf. That's how I felt like watching
Professional
Dark Knight.
E3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Look what we're getting. We're being able to talk to this developer and this developer and learn this and that. And then Dark Knight comes along and you're like, whoa, you're at a whole other level here. It's impressive.
Psychotic brought up a good memory. The time I was the only one that didn't win a T-shirt.
Well, that was hilarious. We actually brought that up like last week.
For the Forza demo.
Where you
I was
literally
trying to
just have
explore
to
the
press
open world.
right trigger, and I think it wins for you.
But the lady was like mean about it.
Well, because it's like the only way you can't do that is to run out of time, and I think Jordan was trying to make the perfect lap. So he kept pressing Y to reset because he's like, "Oh, I got to take that turn."
Forza 4.
Yeah.
Horizon 4.
So, yeah, there's this long line to play the new Forza game. You just have to play it, and you basically get a T-shirt. Well, Jordan was
the only one that didn't get a T-shirt.
and she was like, "Well, get back in line then,
Yeah, well,
because you did not beat it."
I'm gonna go play Kingdom Hearts, which was across the way.
Yeah, well, so there's lots of games experience, but there's a lot of the fun happens outside the game experience too, and some of the memories. So, for instance, Loyal Dwell brought up to bowling. We did do bowling last year
or 2 years ago.
No, 2 years ago.
Yeah,
so the last E3 that was open, most expensive bowling of our lives, but it was fun.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. So we did that with the community, but then Loyal Doyle brought up one time a waiter tried to steal Spicy's shirt.
Dude, that restaurant was terrible.
That's right.
And
that was my rare shirt that I got.
I don't leave bad reviews, but that time I did. That
so
restaurant
it's this fancy.
was
So we
terrible.
went to eat lunch, and it's before. Was it the Ubisoft conference? It was before a conference that we had to go watch.
Yeah.
And we went in and we said, "Hey, we only have an hour and a half. Are we good? Oh yeah, you're good. Come on in." It literally took the entire hour and a half. We ordered right away
just to get our food.
Like nothing else. So I didn't leave a tip. I don't leave tips for bad service. Like it was legitimately bad service.
Not even the worst part.
When we leave, and Spicy realizes, "Oh, I forgot my shirt." We were, what's it called? The behind the scenes, like Xbox.
Yeah.
FanFest. So
it was the FanFest shirt.
It was the FanFest shirt.
There's only like 100 of them in the world.
Yeah. So Spicy left his FanFest shirt there in the booth and went back to get it.
And the guy confronted me.
The guy was mad that we didn't tip him.
Well, I wasn't the one who paid for it. He's like, "Why didn't you tip me?"
Because
and I was
you
like,
"Suck."
Well, I'm here for my shirt. I don't know that you weren't tipped. Just give me my shirt. And yeah, well, they didn't give us all our food either.
Well, no, okay, so it took an hour and a half to get our food. They didn't give us all our food. We couldn't eat it at the restaurant. We had to take it in a to-go bag.
Mine didn't have burritos. Mine was beans and rice.
And
the burrito wasn't in the to-go box.
And when we got our food, which, by the way, the food was like $25 to $30 per plate. Like, it was expensive.
It was expensive. Nice restaurant.
I opened up my thing, and I got, like, a scoop of beans and rice. Like, it was so small. It was a terrible place.
Anyway, so Jordan got pissed.
Yeah, I was...
and Jordan went back there, and we got that shirt back.
Yeah.
Well, Mark found the shirt like between the seats or something.
Yeah,
like
I
that.
found
We
the
were
shirt.
sitting on it. Yeah.
But yeah, the other waiter or the other person there was like, just they were actually pretty cool. That waiter was just pissed at me, and I was like,
he was pissed that we didn't leave him tips. It's like, dude, what do you expect? Like,
we sat there for an hour and a half, and we told you that we needed to take off early.
And you said it would be fine, and I don't even think they apologized.
No, he just yelled at me for not tipping him, and I felt like. Have you ever seen Third Rock?
So in California's not like Utah. So in Utah, and I know this because I lived in California, and many a girl that I dated worked as waitresses. In California, you get paid a salary or a hourly wage, and then you get tips on top of that. So in Utah, it's a combination of the both. So like whatever's more, and then they deduct it. So you don't make as much. And so he still got paid. Like in Utah, that hurts you more if you don't.
Yeah,
get tipped.
but here's the thing: a tip is something you give someone because you enjoy the service you were giving.
It's not required.
That's what I was gonna say.
It's not like.
Have you seen Third Rock from the Sun when the guy figures out tips?
Oh yeah.
It's one of the greatest.
He puts it out.
It's one of the greatest
And
scenes.
he gives it and
He
takes
puts
it away.
down like $5 $1 bills, and he says, "If you do something I like, I add $1 on. If you do something I dislike, I take $1 off."
In fact, so Loyal Doyle is a friend of the show, and he lives here in Utah. I went to lunch with him one time, and same thing, terrible service, and I didn't tip, and it was him and my our other friend Paul, and so I didn't tip, and Doyle and I totally forgot about this experience, and Doyle was like, "I've only ever witnessed someone not tipping twice in my life, and both times was you."
Well, what's funny is you don't have the fallout that happens from that, because I had to go back and try to find my shirt, and that guy like yelled at me, and I'm like, "I'm sorry, dude." I did not know that. I was not the one who paid the bill, but I want my rare shirt, please.
Brian F. does say in Home Alone 2, a tip can also be given in gum.
Oh.
This is correct. Correct.
No,
That's
I'm
very
just
true.
saying a tip should not be expected. If you do an exceptional job, you usually get a tip.
Yeah.
If you suck, I'm already mad anyway, and I'm not giving you more money.
Yeah, Dart. Fitzy brings up you guys destroyed me when playing the Bleeding Edge demo that you guys played against each other.
Oh,
in the
yeah,
Bleeding
that's
Edge
right.
Demo.
I don't think there was a demo we didn't win.
This was last
Well,
last
minus the
E3.
Forza
last
one.
E3 that we went to.
Minus the gimme. Minus the game with training wheels.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
that's what
I got
threw me
stuck.
off.
I got stuck with people who had clearly never played games before.
Didn't you have a good round of Madden with your new? You made a friend playing Madden.
Yeah, I made a friend.
Yeah,
Made a
that's
friend.
cool, yeah.
I beat him.
Good for you,
Thank
man.
you.
Show
Yeah, there was a lot of.
I'm in the top 5% of the world. You're not gonna-
You know the people that help you.
only 5% of the world can beat me.
You know the like the
According-
people that like help you play through the demo.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of them were confused when we played games. Like you remember the Ubisoft guy when David threw the grenade and he was like,
and we're like
"Well,
laughing.
Well, I think it's over now, guys."
Yeah, they're like, so they're there. So what happens is, this was an Xbox for FanFest. So Fitzy was there at FanFest. TIE Fighter was there at FanFest. A bunch of people
were, yeah.
Well, a bunch of people were
Phil
there. at
Spencer was
FanFest.
there. I
Anyways,
talked to him.
so it's after.
smells great.
He
It's
does.
like a private event. You get to go on the Xbox stage at the Microsoft Theater, and they have all these demos, and they have first-party games and they have third-party games. And there's usually someone there for representing the developers, helping you like guide
It's-
you through.
But
walk you
they're like
through.
a third-party company. Some of
Yeah.
them,
But it's not just the FanFest event. It's also a press/VIP event. And there's some VIPs who like are there because it's a social thing to do and they don't know how to play games. And when you get put on their team,
It's frustrating.
it's very frustrating.
Yeah.
Even though it's just a demo, you're just kind of like, you're running the wrong
Well,
way.
yeah, I can't remember what made this one. so-
Although in their defense, there was me and David. I think the very first year were you. I think
No,
it was,
I was in the anthem section.
That's
so this
right.
is-
So okay, yeah, me and David were playing the new Battlefield 5, and this guy was losing it.
Oh, he was getting so
he
pissed.
was like I get getting upset, but this guy was like
he was pissed.
he was like, "Who the f is our medic?"
I think it was us. I think it was us. And I think what we were trying to do
Well,
is
and then-
we were in the plane and we
we
were
were like,
trying to like
"Woo!"
we were trying to like max out the plane, like make it crash. And he was
Yeah.
this guy was
Well, then what was funny is he was getting
this guy was like
so mad.
down a few rows down from us and he was like, "Come on!"
This was Battlefield,
yeah,
right?
it's
Battlefield 5.
Yeah,
Battlefield
before
5.
they told us not to buy
before
it.
it dropped.
Yeah.
Before they told us not to buy it.
So
It
we're
was fun,
playing- No, it was fun. Yeah, we were playing, and I think when he started getting mad, like the rest of the squad just kind of like it's you know how like when you're mad at your little brother and he just keeps poking you because he was like, "Where's my heels?" We'd like throw it the other way or something. Yeah, it was
Just doing
that
noise.
guy. He was. I will say there's a happy medium. Like it's okay to be upset, but that guy.
Yeah, that guy was like playing ranked mode. He was like, "Okay, I could get a
like,
jump start on ranked mode."
Yeah, you're not even signed into your profile, man.
Do you think we'll ever go back to 2019 and previous E3s?
I do actually. I do. Looking at this, I don't think in-person things are going to go away. I think that there is a I mean, it's like in-person sporting events. Those will never go away
Yeah,
because
it's an
different.
atmosphere, yeah.
It's different experience in person. Now, I think E3 has adjusted, and I'm not sure if E3 the conference will be what it once was, but these events surrounding E3 will definitely be there. Whether it be like the Twitch event that happens, while you're there, or they had the Mixer thing at the time.
I think the big people like EA, Sony, and Xbox will basically do what they've been doing. They'll just do their own events around the area.
Yeah,
Like
maybe it's not E3.
Because it's
Maybe
way
it's,
cheaper to do that.
Yeah,
maybe it's not E3. Maybe it's PAX or something like that. But I think there is. It's like a sporting event. I mean, being there, it's like going to a concert. Being there was like being at a concert for gamers.
Sure. Well,
And if you go to Ubisoft, it is a concert. Or Bethesda. Well, now
shrooms.
Bethesda. Now the Xbox conference will be a concert if Bethesda's there.
No, I don't. Okay, I generally don't like any of that fluff stuff. There's only 2 times I like the fluff. One was Keanu Reeves, mostly because it was Keanu Reeves and it was short and quick.
Yeah.
The other was Bethesda because that guy was so into his music that I had to.
Well,
get
okay,
into.
who has done the best fluff stuff? Like something that was like, okay, that's cool.
Probably that Bethesda concert.
Yeah, that guy was.
And it was
that guy
just
cool.
that single
It was
guy.
the passion.
Like, he did it.
He made it.
That was amazing.
Because I tell you who I think does it worse every single time is
Ubisoft.
EA. EA, like with their sports franchises, like they brought on Pele on stage, and they brought out, and it's like, all right, I respect all these like soccer players, super cool to have you there, but it's just it doesn't play well. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like
and
there's a
then-
way to do it that's proper. I don't know what it is, but that's not
Having celebrities play on a skyscraper. Remember that one? Where
Oh
they-
yeah, where they brought like Snoop Dogg. Well, the problem with that, remember that was Battlefield 1, I think
Yeah.
that they were doing, and it was Snoop Dogg and
Which, by the way, I get Snoop Dogg.
He's a gamer.
He's a gamer.
Yeah. Well, and I think Terry Crews was too. 'cause
Terry Crews is
Yeah.
there.
I think
taking
they
it
were
serious.
asking him some questions, and he was like, "I'm setting up my macros. Leave me alone."
Yeah, but they, yeah. So you
There's
have
a
like
couple
you
people
have
that
like
are like,
some,
right,
His
yeah.
own keyboard and mouse.
Yeah.
so they had some celebrities there that were playing that were serious and wanted to play the game and experience, but then they had celebrities there that clearly didn't care at all, and that's where there was this disconnect.
Sure.
Um,
Do you know who I really, really like that I think they started a trend on accident? Devolver Digital.
yeah.
They're like the cool kids. What's that?
Speaking of Devolver Digital, they announced their E3 event. I mean, in fact, we can type in Devolver Digital E3 and then go to images. They announced theirs, and in fact, I'll let you pull it up, and then we can discuss what's there to announce. Some big stuff, baby. Some
Devolver.
big
What am I
hype.
searching for?
Devolver Digital E3. Just type in E3,
What I loved.
and then go to images.
Go to images. Okay.
Yeah.
What I really loved about Devolver Digital is how they rented a parking lot.
Yeah.
Across the street.
Yeah.
And
Okay. First image on the left. Open it in its own tab, and let's zoom in on that.
this one right
Yeah.
here. Okay.
Yeah, so for those of you that are listening, Devolver Digital sent out a tweet this week announcing their E3. It might not be clear enough because of the thing, but on the whiteboard behind the lady, it's a lady at a desk, and they're like, our E3 conference is June 12th, and this was the announcement. There's a whiteboard behind her, and it's a little bit blurred out due to bokeh, but in a full image, you can see that it clearly says Hotline Miami 3.
Oh, it does. You can see it right
You can-
now.
you can even see it right now on
Hotline
the blur.
Miami. Now that you know what it says, you can see.
And the internet went wild this week with some Hotline Miami dropping some hints.
Is it 3 or question mark?
Hotline Miami? No, it's
Question
3.
mark?
It's 3. If you get a full-size image of it, you can clearly see it. So, Devolver Digital, Hotline Miami 3. It
I
looks
have
like we're
chills.
getting that. Yeah.
So good.
See?
Did you guys beat the game?
No.
No. In fact, this made me want to go back and beat it.
Because the ending of Hotline Miami 2 is like it breaks my mind. Because you're so invested in that game, even though it's like a unique game in itself, but just things happen. It's a weird way of telling a story, but they do a really good job. That's one of my favorite games.
Yeah, it
How
is.
cool is that?
Super cool.
So we're going to probably see some Hotline Miami 3 gameplay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like it. Which I'm going to be curious because Hotline Miami 3 is a beautiful game, but it's that isometric, but it's not like modern isometric. Like it's pretty 16-bit old school feel. If they do like I would like to see it. And granted, I'm not a fanboy like you are, Mark, so you can tell me if I'm right or wrong here. But I think it would be cool to see it like with artwork like The Ascent, where it's that isometric up down, but it's this really vivid.
It wouldn't be
would
Hotline Miami.
It would
though.
be so cool. But I'm not even talking about like that's artwork, but more that style where it's like you're more popped out as a character. It's a little bit more 3D, but it's just a modern 3D isometric bird's eye view, you know?
I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But at
Rather
the same
than
time,
flat. Like Hotline Miami is a little bit more flat than that right now.
Yeah, but at the same time, there's something that has charm or flair with using the style that they use. I mean, they were one of the first games to come out with that 8-bit gross-looking palette. I don't know what else you would call it. And then you have all these other games start to come out kind of like that.
Yeah.
They're basically using the Super 8 to record, like the old cameras in the 60s that have no sound.
Yeah.
And they're doing that today, and then it started a whole kind of influx of other people following. Oh, that's instead of a tech limitation, it's an art style. And I think that's one of the reasons I like that game so much is it's not about the graphics. it's about art in a
Yeah.
certain aspect. The music just it even the characters how their heads just go like
Well, but even
wah,
I would
wah,
I would
wah.
argue even the gameplay mechanics, like it's so smooth.
Yeah.
Like that's a part of the art too with that game.
Yeah, and so I don't think that I mean, if they go that way, I think they would do a disservice to what they've built up to this point. In my opinion.
Yeah, but I don't think
It'll
you're
probably
gonna, I don't
be
think you're
really
going to
good.
get a carbon copy in art style though. I think you're going to get some
Might be a more evolved
More
art
modern-
style of
look.
the current art style, right?
I think
Yeah, that's
so
what I'm saying. Like the art
I'll
is
argue-
the same, but it's more
I'll argue that they
3D.
will. It's not going to be a
Okay.
carbon copy, but I will bet you money it will look
Yeah.
very
Okay,
similar.
Okay. Well, regardless, it's exciting.
Yeah. Well, they were so back to what I was saying. Devolver Digital was so funny because they rented a parking lot and then they rented those Airstream trailers.
Yep.
And then they just said, come get some drinks, come have some barbecue, play games.
That was it.
That was their E3 at a time when that wasn't a thing. Now everybody's like renting parking lots and you have EA like 5 blocks away, 10 blocks
yeah, they're
away.
in West Hollywood, aren't they? They're
Yeah.
not even in downtown. Well, because like you said, it's much cheaper. And why? I mean, if you're a publisher like that, you're showing off your own games anyway.
Yeah.
Why not just do it yourself? But
Yeah. Regardless, super exciting. E3 is always a good time. Spicy. I mean, we've done this the last couple shows. Most excited for recap before this next E3 happens.
That actually just changed. I've been excited for many things, but I just had my heart rate go up hearing about Hotline Miami 3. I'll be honest, I did not know that was a possibility.
Yeah, it's
And
exciting.
and now I don't mean to be such a fanboy over that game, but it changed my life.
But you do.
I know.
yeah,
But
So
you do.
much so I just want the soundtrack. And when Hotline Miami 2 came out, they came out with the soundtrack a couple months before. And so you could listen to all the songs beforehand. I hope that's the same.
The soundtrack is really good.
It's why the game is so one of the main reasons why the game is
Jordan,
so great.
E3 coming up this next.
To be honest, I think
week?
there's been a lot of leaks and rumors going around that, and I think we are. We're gonna get some Halo Infinite multiplayer. So I'm hoping to see some Halo Infinite multiplayer.
Yeah.
Very excited for that.
Myself, I am excited for the unknown. What is the unknown that we get to see / Avowed?
Yeah, Avowed.
/
will be cool.
Avowed.
Yeah.
Can I tell you one more thing I'm excited for?
Yeah, go
which
ahead.
is kind of
Give it to me.
leading
Give it to
into
me.
E3 is the new Battlefield stuff coming on Tuesday.
Yeah, dude. What is the
There
new
was
Battlefield
some
stuff? We got
so
leaks.
so
of
there's
Battlefield
some cool
6.
stuff. So first of all, if anybody knows Mark, I knows him, a streamer by the name of Lyric.
Oh yeah, sure.
He was getting some messages from Battlefield or DICE or whatever their marketing department is, but basically just like you can pull up the messages if you want the screenshots, but it's basically like words, it's almost like a briefing, but words are scratched out, kind of almost like puzzle messages and stuff like that. Battlefield is gonna reveal on June 9th, which I think is that Tuesday?
June 9th is 7/8/9 Wednesday.
Wednesday, so it's Wednesday. We're gonna get the reveal, which is leading into E3, and I know when is EA having their EA Play event?
Well, EA always precedes E3, so it's always like the
Is it-
Friday,
is it-
Saturday before.
Is it on? Maybe that's what's kicking off their event. I don't know.
Yeah.
But so in addition to that, so Lyric got some cool messages that people are trying to decipher. There was one line that says basically war is the only way through. So it'll be kind of interesting. I wonder, it's going to be interesting. Then the big thing, other than the reveal on June 9th, is there was some leaked screenshots.
What do I got to pull these
If
up?
you want to pull those up, there's a few of them. They're leaked, and it does look like they're earlier in their build.
Well, I actually saw their trailer.
Yeah, and David saw the trailer that was leaked that had a huge black bar across
Yeah, it had
it.
a black bar across it, but it's
So-
modern, and it looks to me like what they did in this trailer is they actually had giant buildings collapsing.
No, if just
And
type
so
in
it does.
Battlefield
It
leaked
does look.
screenshots.
It does look like that's
then
coming
do
back
all.
from
There's a
Battlefield
website there
4,
as well.
where you had what was the mechanic called in Battlefield 4 again, Jordan? Where like a whole building.
That
Okay,
second
well,
one.
Jordan's not listening
Sorry.
to me. Everybody.
Levolution.
Levolution.
I'm
There
not
it is.
going to that site. That
Oh,
scares
one
me.
of those, yeah. Any one of them. Just keep trying those loose
Okay.
stories. Yeah, one of them will eventually pull up. But anyway, whoa, geez, what?
That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
it's like
Don't
scary.
you go to a different one?
I'm going here.
All right.
Nope. Nope. We'll find it. Sorry, Jordan.
Yeah, no, just yeah.
Let's talk about Levolutions because they're coming back.
Well,
From
so
the video that I saw, it's modern. I mean, it's
Yeah,
present
so
day.
from the screenshots, a lot of people were. Someone was saying like 2043. So basically, modern or very close future.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine with. I don't necessarily want to go to the future. Yeah, those are them. Those are some of them.
Yeah, see,
yeah,
there's
they're
the
there.
black,
These are them.
see the
yeah.
black bars. So this is from the trailer, or the trailer might have been different because there wasn't as much gameplay in the trailer, but they show the skyscraper. It falls, so it does
Now,
appear that
the
there
one
it is. See, there
right
it is,
here.
right there. Levolution.
So that's not Levolution. That's the weather effects they added in Battlefield 1.
Oh, okay.
But if you look at that, that's on a much larger
that
scale.
looks cool.
I mean, look at it. That sandstorm's just like engulfing that stadium.
Yeah, and we're getting some cool vehicles here. Is that a drone or is that a plane? It looks
Some
like a
type of plane,
drone.
but that's why if you look at the top of this is actually the webpage I saw. Someone put like 2043 question mark or something. You know what I mean? So, but there is some screenshots. It does. Some of these screenshots do say like alpha build on it. So I don't think any of these are necessarily, I don't know. And they're all kind of almost distorted. And so it's hard to tell. But we're gonna see some stuff on Wednesday or June 9th, whenever that is for you in the world. But I'm excited. If it is modern, I think they should go modern or close future. I don't necessarily want to battle. They did a Battlefield spinoff where it was like 2143 or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to the future. I think Battlefield's best spot is basically Battlefield 4, where just modern or close distant future. You know
That's
what I
what
mean?
this looks like.
And that's what this looks like, which is exciting. I'm very excited for the new Battlefield. I think.
Remember, it's been 2 years since we've gotten a new one.
Yeah, I think June 9th is a very important day for DICE and EA, and I think EA realizes that because Battlefield is one of their core franchises. And if this one doesn't deliver, then I don't know. Because Battlefield 5 had a lot of ups and downs, and mostly I think the general consensus was it didn't go so well.
Yeah.
From beginning and then middle and then end.
But it was decent. It's still decent though. I mean,
No,
Battlefield 5
it's
is
not.
still
Well,
decent.
the thing is, it's not a bad game. The problem was every step forward, they took 2 steps back. Like, oh, okay, good. They released the Pacific. Oh, awesome. They screwed up every gun in the game. Hey, the game looks really good. Oh, yeah, don't buy our game. Oh,
well,
okay,
I really
that's
like.
awesome.
So, for instance, with Assassin's Creed, remember when Assassin's Creed did this? They took a year off in between instead of a yearly release, and then they came back and.
Well, look, I think
they get back to their core. They got rid of
No,
multiplayer and they got back to their
Yeah.
core with Assassin's Creed. I think sometimes you just got to get back to
No,
basics.
I agree. And I think EA realized, or whether it's EA or whether it's DICE, someone realized, hey, we damaged our brand a little bit and we need to fix it. And the only reason I say that is because they have multiple teams on this. They took the year off. They completely
Who's the head of Respawn? He's over it.
Vincent. So you have DICE LA, which is Vince Zampelli. You have Criterion, which did a lot of the Firestorm stuff, which I think they should think Firestorm was decent. They just needed to support it longer than a week. And if you look at like the armor system, I mean that's where Modern Warfare gets its armor system from.
Yeah.
Anyway, but. And then they have the DICE itself team. So they have the main DICE team, DICE LA, Criterion. I mean, there's a lot of developers working on this game. And they completely stopped support, or not, what do you want to call it? Support, I guess, to Battlefield 5 and Battlefront to focus on this game.
Yeah.
I think they realized, hey.
I mean, it's its big hitter. Here's my question for you. Do you think, because there's too much money on the table in my mind to not do this, but to try to compete with a Warzone in the same kind of vein where you have this campaign, this yearly release, but then you have this overarching brand that ties it all together each year with a Warzone type of game.
Yeah, well, I think the damaging part for one of the damaging parts of Firestorm, which was their Battlefield 5 Battle Royale, is the fact that it was locked behind the fact that you had to buy Battlefield 5.
Yeah.
Whereas, Warzone, Fortnite, Ape are all free, right? I don't think they're going to do a Battle Royale. Because, one, EA already has Apex, so I don't think they need to worry about a
that's
Battle
a good
Royale.
point.
And I think Battlefield in itself, with the large-scale combat, you already have an answer to large-scale Battle Royale, right? I think all they need to do, this is just me, I think they just need to focus on their Conquest mode, Rush mode, and then maybe a small-scale Conquest, small-scale Rush. That's Battlefield.
And worry about balance before they release.
Yeah.
And then a little bit of after.
Yeah.
Like those hard. Yes.
Spicy, do you agree with Jordan's analysis?
I think so, yeah. And I think Jordan is actually very astute because he plays and cares so much about this game.
I think
series.
Battlefield's one of my favorite franchises.
He's also amorous. Word of the day.
Amorous. No, I think he's totally right. The reason I don't think you'd see a battle royale is because of Apex. You compete with yourself.
Yeah.
I don't think that's necessarily a smart thing. However, Jordan's absolutely right. The paywall behind their free the free parts of their games, you don't want to have that. I mean, how Call of Duty does it is they just make you download the entire thing, 220 megs,
and then do a pop-up advertisement every time you're on.
Like, okay, I'll get it.
Yeah, exactly. No, yeah, I think Battlefield. I mean, I think it could do well. Let's say just a hypothetical. If they were to make a battle royale game, if they were to do it, I think the game is set up
to do it well.
Do you
want to know what I think to set them apart would be?
Huh?
To be the first mainstream big budget game that has a mode, and you can do it the same way. You can say, hey, this is our mode. This is what we're doing. We're not battle royale. We are this survival Tarkov mode, and that's our battle royale. And it sets you apart. You're not competing with Apex, and you're the first big budget game to implement it into your game. You can set yourself apart, corner that market, and just complement your other game modes.
I mean,
same thing. You'd have an economy. You'd have a battle pass, or whatever.
It would be difficult. I mean, because Battlefield's brand is big scale battles, and Tarkov, if you were to go like that, I don't think you can do that style of a game. I don't think they go well together. Big scale and survival, enter and go across the map and extract.
Sure, but that's where I think I don't think that it's a different game mode, right? So you don't have to be big scale, quote unquote. You just have your Battlefield mechanics, your gunplay. Battlefield's gunplay is always really on point. The sound is really good. The destruction,
until they ruin it.
yeah. The destruction. So you take that kind of polish, and you do some sort of Tarkov-esque game mode that's free to play, and that's your battle royale. I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
Some big budget game's going to do it.
I think we're just itching for Tarkov on the console.
It's just a question of when and which big budget game adds it.
I think. Sorry, Jordan.
No,
I think what makes Tarkov so great and why you want to go in and play that game is the only mode you can play in that game is dangerous and it's risky. And
Tarkov basically is a battle royale on a smaller scale.
It is. Yeah. I mean, it kind of is derived from the original battle royales, kind of just the style of the game. They basically they remove the running simulator part of the battle royale. That's what that game is. And I think in order to have a game that's successful like that is to not have any other game modes where you can enjoy the same game in a different way. It's very difficult to explain, but I'll try to articulate myself. Tarkov is great because there's no other game modes, and so you're forced into that scenario. It's a terrifying scenario. Tarkov is it's like gives you PTSD. Mm-hmm. It's a very scary a very scary game. The only way you can get stuff in that game is by one game mode, and that is you enter hell and you try to get out of hell. And that's how that works. If you have multiple game modes, I think that dilutes what that style of game is about. So, why I say that is I feel as though if you're going to do that kind of game, you're not going to have a conquest. You're not going to have any other, separate game modes. I think that would dilute that game mode, and I don't think it would become very popular. I think they would all play something of the other game modes.
Well, but if a game mode is good, it's good, right? Like, if they do it correctly.
Yeah.
Because I think you're correct in what you're saying, that it's basically very difficult to do is essentially what you're saying, to do it correctly. And what benefits Tarkov is that it's its only mode, so that's the whole focus of the game. But we were saying the same thing with Call of Duty and going battle royale. Like, Call of Duty shouldn't do that. They have already got so much success here. How are they going to do it successfully? And they managed to pull it off. You look at the competition that's already there and established. You're not going to beat those guys, and they pull it off. And they pulled it off well without diminishing from their other things. I don't know that Battlefield's going to do it. I do think we're going to see big budget games implement these modes because I think that a lot of people like them. It'll just be who does it, when, and do they do it correctly.
Yeah.
Well, go for it.
I was just gonna say, I think sometimes I think in this particular scenario, because of what happened because of what happened with Battlefield 5, I almost think less is more in this situation, right? I think you need to focus on what makes Battlefield good, and I think what makes Battlefield good is a couple things. One of them, I think, is Conquest and Rush. I think Conquest fits Battlefield, and I think Rush is one of my favorite game modes. Bad Company 2 Rush, I think, was excellent.
So yeah, the classic. Don't go somewhere where your audience doesn't want to go.
Yeah.
Focus on
so
what
less
you're good
risk
at.
is what you're saying.
I think you focus on those two game modes because those two game modes are Battlefield. I do think because I get where Mark comes from, where you say sometimes the maps are so big you don't really feel like you're making a difference in the map.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't mind like Conquest and Rush have whatever numbers you want, and then I think it would be nice to have a small scale Conquest and Rush.
Well, and they've done that in the past too.
Yeah.
So that's you're basically what you're saying is have Battlefield be Battlefield.
Yeah. So that's the one pillar, right? I think there's 3 pillars to the Battlefield success. That's one pillar. Just focus on those two game modes. The second is the class system. Make each individual class have a purpose.
Yeah.
Make your assault be a up-close fighter that assaults the flags or the checkpoints on Rush. Make your engineer be the anti-tank guy. Not every class has to be everything. You know what I mean? That's the point of the class, right? Your sniper is your recon. He'll snipe people from afar, he'll cover you, and he'll let you know where people are via spotting and the radars, and drones. Your engine, I'm kind of just going back to Battlefield 4. Engineer had ammo, which was super useful. You know, your assault
repair, right?
Yeah, no, that was the engine. Oh no, sorry. The heavy had ammo. The engineer could repair, right? Make a class have an identity. Don't just say, "Oh yeah, this class can do this and this class can do the same." Like, make a class have an identity, right?
I think ultimately about that Tarkov discussion, you and Mark, you're correct, and Jordan, you're correct with.
Yeah.
It probably wouldn't work. I just want to see a big AAA studio try it.
So yeah, make each class have the identity.
Can I add to what Jordan's saying? And have that identity have a balanced reward sheet. Meaning, if I'm trying to level up, I don't want to just sit there and play support or assault. Have the snipers get just as many possible points as all the others.
Yeah.
That was always really frustrating to... You only get like 1 point, just a little XP for spotting people. Having a sniper on your team is extremely useful because they're not really a sniper, they're spotters. That's what they do. But if it takes so long to level them up, I'm never going to be playing those characters.
I feel like Battlefield 2, the sniper was pretty balanced for leveling.
Bad Company 2?
Bad Company, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Bad Company 2 was really good. There's only one complaint I have about Bad Company 2, and it's really not even that bad of a complaint. I do think the destruction did unbalance the game because you could level the entire field, which I do think did unbalance the game. But man, that was fun.
It was fun though. And what's the point of a game if it's not going to be fun?
Yeah, that was fun.
Well, why have we never got back? Because what makes these games is really well designed maps.
Yeah,
and
that's
you can destroy.
That's my third pillar is the sandbox. Battlefield 5 had no sandbox feel. Call of Duty Warzone had way more of a sandbox.
Yeah.
The funnest moments in Battlefield are when you get like...
Call of Duty, you mean?
Or no, I'm saying Battlefield.
Sorry,
or when you get like 1,000-yard snipe, that was an amazing shot. Or when there's a sniper in a building and you blow up the building with your tank. Or when you just get in a golf cart and drive around.
Well,
in Bad Company.
Some of the greatest GIFs that you see on the internet are from the old Battlefields where some guy's is watching someone else snipe a guy, parachute out of an airplane, run across the blimp, turn around and shoot a guy, and then land in another helicopter and fly away.
Yeah, and I feel like Battlefield 5 lost a lot of that in their sandbox. I mean, I feel like it was there, but not as much as the previous Battlefields or even Warzone.
So why not bring back those classic maps?
I would love for them to bring back that golf course map. But see, the problem is I think those maps, because of the 100% destruction, are imbalanced.
Well, and
No,
not only
but you only had
the engineer was what made that imbalance because you're on a golf cart
When
and
you're,
you're
like,
just
just
sitting there with a
repairing.
drill.
Yeah, but you only had trees in that one, so you were only destroying trees.
Yeah, but
really.
when you turn the battlefield into just flat land, everybody's just
Well, and then
just-
there were the mounted guns everywhere. Once the
then
trees
you-
are all gone, it's just
no, like,
shooting.
I get
Different.
why
That
they.
map,
I
that
think
and the farm in Battlefield 2.
I think Battlefield at first, like when I went from Bad Company 2 to Battlefield 3 and then 4, I was initially upset with the destruction because it feels like they pulled it back. But after playing more and like kind of seeing what they were trying to go for and do, I actually prefer Battlefield 4's destruction because there's still destruction, but it keeps the game balanced, if that makes sense. And I know, David, I know you disagree, but I think the Levolutions were great. I really like.
Levolution.
I would rather have, although I do think their weather effects are cool, I would rather have Levolutions than weather effects.
Yeah, I agree.
They brought in weather effects in Battlefield
because-
1 and 5,
Because
and I think that
weather
you had
effects are random. Levolutions are
Triggered.
Like, triggered, yeah. You
Yeah,
have
by
to do
players.
it as a team.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be cool if we had a combination of both, I guess, but I don't know, or just have, I don't know. But anyway, I think those are the 3 pillars of Battlefield that I really think they need to focus on. And I think June 9th, honestly, I think it's a really big day for Battlefield. I think right now they're all in marketing or what do they call it? Press class, saying, okay, this is what you cannot say. This
Yeah.
is what you can say.
Yeah, they're getting
You will be
trained.
fired if you say this list of stuff. You know what I mean?
If people
Okay.
are mad,
Whose idea was the Not My Battlefield party? Okay, he's gone. Not doing that this year.
it wasn't
You know,
a
not-
big. It wasn't. It was a big banner, right?
Yeah, it was
Yes.
terrible. Like whether you agreed or disagreed with
Well,
what they
I
were
think
doing, they were
Being
they were
kind
not
of-
smart about it.
Having my job kind of in that position, I can see now what they were trying to do. They were trying to be tongue in cheek about it, but
they weren't.
But it came off as rubbing your face in it.
Yeah.
like, oh, you're our fans that support us and love us, and well, don't play this then. Don't play our game. It's like, whoa.
I mean, there's a lot of different stuff I'd
And
like to
I
see.
can say, being someone that goes to battle with the internet every day, sometimes you want to say that, but you can't.
Well, because the internet will win.
Yeah, the internet wins.
The
Not that you
it's
have
the
to
mob.
back down, but you got to put on the, we appreciate your feedback. We'll take it into consideration. Not, well, don't play our game.
Well, speaking of E3, a little tangent here. Do you remember when we were standing in line for something and we saw the Sea of Thieves developers, and the fans went up and were like, "Hey, your guys' game is cool, but you should do this because you guys suck." And they like explained it, and those guys handled it perfectly. They're like, "Wow,
The Sea of Thieves
Yeah, we'll take that
developers
into
were like
consideration.
rock stars. They were like rock stars in the Microsoft line.
yeah."
This was before the Microsoft conference. But yeah, there was one guy in particular, like right in front of me, who just for like an hour, okay, this and he was like one of those. He's a spicy. He's an Excel sheet guy, but spicy has social skills.
Yeah.
Spicy without social skills. And he was going up to me like, "Look, I've done all the documentation, and you're imbalanced on this, this, and this." And the developer's like, And it's like, dude, you got to leave him alone, man. Like, say, "Hey, I like your game. Thanks for what you're doing." You know, ask, ask
it's-
one or two questions,
like, you
give
can
one or
give
two
them
suggestions.
you can
and
give them
then-
feedback, but the way this
and
guy
then
was
be
doing
cool.
it was like, he was like, "Let me tell you how you guys suck and
Yeah.
how I think you can fix
Yeah,
it."
let me
know
tell you
what
how
I mean?
I've done my work. I've built 3 games in my basement before.
So, this reminds me of a Simpsons episode. I know this sounds stupid to bring this up, but when Homer was the new character on Itchy and Scratchy, and they had like this Q&A in front of the voice, the voice actors,
Yeah.
and one of them was like, "In episode 56A, such and such," and Homer goes, "What the hell are you talking about?" And like that's, anyways.
Yeah.
It's really funny how
There was
saying
a-
something like that just
So there was a Howard Stern show where they had who's the main guy on the famous guy on Star Trek? What's his name again? Sorry.
Leonard Nimoy,
No, the other guy.
William Shatner.
William Shatner. So it was Howard Stern. They had William Shatner there, and they had this like nerdy, like 40-year-old dude, skinny, bottle glasses, and they quizzed them on Star Trek trivia.
This sounds like a good time.
Yeah, and the winner got the Playboy bunny that was there. I mean, it's classic Howard Stern.
Yeah.
Anyways,
If you've ever seen how,
but the nerd dude very like William Shatner did a really good job actually. Like those questions, I'm not a Star Trek guy, but listening to him, you're like, wow. And William Shatner knew most of them, but that other dude was a whole other level. And that's what it was like. It's like people study things to this next level when they're really into it. That even if you're a part of it, you don't realize.
Which is good, but I also think there's a good and a bad way to give feedback as well.
No, that's true. That's true. That's
so,
true.
But no.
So props to Sea of Thieves developers for.
Oh yeah,
they did a really good job.
No, yeah, they were just like, hey, that's great. We'll look at it, man.
Well,
yeah,
what
they
sucks,
were
what
really
sucks
good.
is you're on the clock. Because you're recognized, because they recognize you, you're on the clock. You can't say you can't be your real person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but anyway, no, I think if Battlefield can just nail the 3 pillars of Battlefield is what I call them.
Okay. Do you think they will? Under, over?
Dude, I don't know. This is like the only time where I don't know. I think what they need to do with this Battlefield is what they did with Battlefield 1. Not necessarily, not saying like the setting.
The marketing?
But do you remember when they came out with Battlefield 1 and literally, I think the internet melted?
It was
and
way cool.
They always
know
it was
their trailers,
perfect.
though.
No, Battlefield 5 was meh.
Well, up to that one.
What,
I mean, it was.
I think what they did right was it was about the game.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
not anything else, not anything political, not anything outside of the game. It was
About the
Battlefield is Battlefield.
And
Come
it's
play it.
badass.
Well,
Here
yeah,
it is.
And that's
and was that one to White Stripes?
Yeah, that was the one to White Stripes. And then the Gamescom trailer that they did for Battlefield 1 was to Johnny Cash. But they like, what did you call it? Like
yeah.
they had an audio engineer come in and like,
Oh, they Johnny Cashed it.
and they did something to it. They
Great
did
choices.
Yeah. So no, and it was, but it was perfect. It came out when everybody was getting tired of jumping around on walls. It in my opinion smashed the Call of Duty trailer for that year.
Yeah.
You know, and it just I think that's what they need that wave rolling into the next one. And I think the problem with the Battlefield 5 trailer is honestly I thought it was a alternate dimension. Like I was okay with it because I thought it was an alternate dimension. And then you learn it was World War II and you're like, okay, well there's a lot of weird stuff in there, but I guess we'll see how the gameplay goes.
I
Yeah.
get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Can we pull up the Battlefield 1 trailer?
Yeah.
That one.
And it was only like a minute.
Do you think that's the most iconic? I think that's the most iconic Battlefield trailer.
Well, because
to
it
date.
was good. Well, and they did everything right. They nailed the time period.
And
which was
wasn't that
World
the
War
one where you're like riding through the sand? They had guys with
that
like
was
scimitars.
That was the Gamescom one. So that was the
Oh,
second
okay,
trailer.
okay. This
And
is
then
it,
they had
reveal
the
trailer
single
one.
player trailer, which was really good too.
Yeah, pulling it up now.
Yeah, these. Oh, like look, it just starts out.
Well, and it was gritty. It was like, whoa, like it looked good.
Yeah, great. The only thing that you have, when you beat a man with a shovel over the face, I mean, you're to White Stripes.
Well, and then looking at this trailer, like look what it shows. It shows you can dogfight and crash into a building. There's tanks, there's horses, there's machine guns, gas. I mean, you get
Put it on
like
the gas mask.
they're highlighting the battlefield.
Yeah,
You know, the main character of the game is the battlefield.
Yeah, well done, battle. This is one of their best trailers.
Yeah.
So the only issue you have here is, and I think movies suffer from this in the 2020s. I think the marketing for movies is so good that it's hard for the movie to live up to the marketing. Do you think that is a
I think out of the last, I really enjoyed Battlefield 1. I thought it was a good game. It had its issues like any Battlefield does, but I enjoyed it. I liked it more than I liked Battlefield 5.
Yeah.
But anyway, no, I think they need to do what they did with Battlefield 1.
Yeah, I do want to shout out Rose City Gamer. Thank you very much for the super chat. Says best podcast ever. Thank you very much, Rose City Gamer. Appreciate it. For everybody that is listening, you can come watch us live every Friday over on YouTube, youtube.com/XoneBros. For everybody that is live, if you haven't yet, hit that like button. It's one of the best ways that you can support the show. And yeah, let's move on. Battlefield, it's coming though.
Yeah, I think June 9th
So
is
Wednesday.
a really big day for them.
Wednesday.
They can either make it or
Yeah,
break
I think
right?
it determines. Yeah, it determines a lot. So
I think they should just, Jordan's right, make it about the game and use those the pillars he
The three
mentioned.
pillars of
the
Battlefield.
3 pillars of Battlefield are stay close to what makes Battlefield great and stay away from
everything else.
everything else. Make
And-
it about the game.
please be very specific with who you have out there
Talking.
marketing your game, because you don't want to say the wrong things.
You don't want to be the guy.
And don't lie. Okay, well, I mean, they're saying the wrong things, and you don't want to lie either. You
don't
you
wanna be
really
the guy
fine line.
that
You-
gets caught off foot on stage and says, "You guys don't have phones"?
Because let's be honest.
Don't want to be that guy.
So don't come out with a mobile Battlefield.
I would say 40 to 50% of Battlefield 5's shortcomings were press. And
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's before the game even came out.
Because it was a solid game. It was the entire time.
Yeah, and the gameplay of Battlefield was okay when there was times when it was good, times when it was bad.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Let's get to questions. But before we do, I do want to see the Warhammer Vermintide.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
There's an update. This is a game that we all discovered because this was one of the first gold discoveries on Game Pass. When Game Pass was new, Warhammer Vermintide was this game that we had never heard about, never played, and it's a lot of fun.
yeah. So they have a free update that came out on Xbox just a day ago or a couple days ago. It has been out on the PC for about a month now, but is now available on consoles. It's a free update, so the whole game is free. It's if you have Game Pass. The game itself is on Game Pass. This update is free, so it's a win-win.
Free, free,
15 new locations.
Is the game on Game Pass still?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Vermintide? Okay.
Yeah, I have it updating right now because I want to play it.
Ooh,
15 new locations, which basically doubles what's in there now, and then it's got new weapons. It's really cool looking. We're watching the trailer right now. It's exciting. Like I said, it's called Chaos Wastes. Free update. It's been out on PC for a while, so that's why I didn't grab a huge, pull
Momentum.
this week. Yeah, this week, but it is now on consoles as of this week.
Dude, that's exciting. Speaking of exciting, I've been playing Rogue Company ranked mode. Finally got my placement matches done. Started in Bronze 4. I'm up to Bronze 2, baby.
Nice.
We're climbing that ladder. And we had a discussion a few weeks ago about the wins versus trying to take everything else into account, just going by wins
For MMR.
for
and
MMR.
placement?
Yeah,
Okay.
I actually going through Rogue Company. I enjoy that it's just based on wins. Here's the thing, though. You're not penalized super hard when you lose. So, for instance, when you win, you'll get 20 to 25 points. When you lose 6 to 10.
That's the opposite of the Overwatch approach.
Which is
When you win, you get 5 points. When you lose, you get minus.
Yeah,
50.
and so with that approach, and I'm sure as you get to higher levels, teamwork is just, you have to really be on point. But with that approach, it makes it very enjoyable. It is this really nice carrot on a stick that, am I disappointed when I lose? Yes, but it's not devastating. But it's super exciting when you win. And as I've gone up too, from 4 to 2, even just within Bronze, which is the bottom, and Bronze goes, I think their levels are 5. Is it 5 levels or 6 levels? I think in Rogue Company it's 5 levels. So I started
Every
almost
5.
I think it was almost in the bottom of Bronze. No, now I'm 2, and as I've ranked up just those 2, you do notice I'm now every game my team works together for the most part. In Bronze 4, not necessarily the case, but and you do. For those of you who have never played ranked, because I was one of those players that I don't need to play ranked. Whatever. I'll just enjoy the game. I don't need to be hardcore about it. You get better playing ranked because you're surrounded by players. You're exposed to different play styles, and some of those play styles are really good. And so you learn new things about different maps. And I'm really enjoying Rogue
people
Company
are using
ranked
maps
mode,
in the way you never thought they could.
yeah, and
be
you're
used
like,
before.
whoa,
You're
that was
"Oh,
smart.
yeah,
That was
yeah."
really cool. Or even characters in different ways. I'm really, really enjoying. I'm really enjoying Rogue Company.
Oh, it's an excellent game.
Yeah,
Very good. It's one of my favorites right now. That's on my cycle.
Yeah.
yeah. I would. We need to get together after this next week. Things should slow down for me, and my job this next week is our E3, and so this week has just been insane. Next week will be even more insane. But and we should rank together, guys, because it's so
Sure.
much fun.
Sure, yeah. I think one of the main reasons I play ranked, although getting good is important.
Yeah.
People don't leave matches.
They really don't.
Which, when you're able to finish a game, it actually helps your
Oh.
gameplay a lot.
I was so ready for this. I was in this one match, and this dude, he must have had to go put his kid to bed or something because he just stood there for and we were getting crushed, and it didn't get kicked, he didn't get dropped, and then all of a sudden it's like game point. I think we were 2 away. It was 6-0, and so it's 1st to 8. Everybody, it was 6-0, and he comes back and he goes, you can in-game chat, and he said, I'm sorry, over and over. And then that dude proceeded to crush everybody on the map, and we won 8-6.
Not good.
Yeah,
That's cool.
his kid probably like flushed all the toilet
Yeah,
paper
I'm
down
like,
the toilet or
who
something.
is
Like,
this
yeah.
guy? But yeah, dude, that's
A diaper
that's-
mishap.
Yeah, something happened.
Did you guys get to play anything this week?
I played a lot of Rogue Company.
Oh,
I'm
very
working
nice.
on their
The challenges?
the challenges, and I do have some issues with the challenges. I think the challenges are meant for a game that's like team deathmatch and not for how the game is with strikeout and demolition and stuff. They got to dial some of those challenges
Well,
down
I
a
think
little bit.
I think for most of
The
those
Semtex sticks.
for most of those challenges, you have to do strikeout.
Yeah,
It would
You
be
have to.
It's
it would be
easier,
way
yeah.
too long to do it in,
Well, even in
demolition.
even in strikeout, you still. Well, my problem is I just never die, so I never have my grenades up because I only have one grenade per life.
Oh.
And I'm trying to play smart, and so I'm trying not to die, which
Yeah.
is, I think, really. I don't think a lot of people that play this game casually understand how detrimental a death can be.
Yeah.
Because dying means your team is down a player,
Yeah.
which is huge.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. Anyways, not saying I'm the best or the worst or anything like that, but man, trying to get those Semtech grenade kills is. Make it 3, not 10. That's all I'm saying. Because when you don't have them to throw, it bugs me.
Who is your favorite player to play? Like you'd only pick one to play for forever. Who is your favorite player?
So
Character.
I really like the characters that have I call it the feather ability.
Yeah,
it's
the
the
Lightfoot,
silent,
yeah.
the Lightfoot silent walking. I think sound is so crucial in this game, and flanks are such a big deal. Getting in any game, getting the first shot is important, but in this game especially, getting the first shot can win you the match a lot of the time. And the feather ability allows that to happen. It makes it so when you're walking, you don't make sound. I think any character that has that is one of the better characters in the game. I would go ahead and say, it's not Ronin, it's,
Vi?
no, when she rolls, she reloads.
Oh, Lancer?
Lancer.
really good.
I think
She's an
Lancer,
attacker.
Yeah, I think Lancer, she's a flanker. That's what her whole purpose is to flank. When she rolls, she reloads, and she has the feather ability that I'm talking about,
Yeah.
the Lightfoot, and her ultimate that recharges. It's not just a one-off. It recharges, and you can use it again. You can sprint and be completely silent for 10 seconds.
Yeah, you can sprint right up to someone and they
Yeah.
can't hear you. It's great.
I think in a game like this where you only have one life per round, which this game is built around demolition, the whole balance is around demolition. That's the only rank mode you can play. I think that ability is probably the strongest in the game, being silent.
Yeah, no, I would agree that that's
so
super
I would-
powerful. And if you can get good with her, in fact, I think she's almost in every match I'm in ranked mode.
Yeah. She allows you to get the first shot. And that's everything. That's honestly almost everything in a game like
well,
this.
and not having to reload is
Yeah, and
huge,
rolling
huge.
reload.
Huge.
Yeah. Well, and she also gets the she has the feather, and then she also gets the fangs, which when you drop somebody,
It heals
it
you.
heals you.
Yeah.
So if you flank and there's 3 characters there, you're going to drop somebody
Heal.
and heal,
And you could
then-
probably get another
Correct.
person, and you're reloading while you dodge. So,
I think she's extraordinarily strong. That said, I think Dahlia, I think she has a really cool passive that you can take other people's passive, so you can change and adapt.
So you
a
can
little
take
bit.
Lancers.
And I think she has the best gun in the game.
Yeah,
So-
objection.
objection SMG.
Yeah,
You
that
know, that thing
SMG
fully kitted out is insane.
just melts people.
Psychotic says Vi for me. She can be very versatile. Brother Buddha says Lancer is goated. Amen, Brother
Well,
Buddha.
the thing that's so good about this game is, in my opinion, minus one character, all the characters are useful.
Correct.
yeah,
Yeah.
which character do you think is not useful?
Trench.
Trench.
Yeah.
No,
Well, what's crazy to me is when my team bans Trench. That happens a lot in ranked.
That's a waste of a ban.
I'm like, what is going
they're
on?
trolling.
Look,
They're
okay,
totally trolling.
maybe I'm not playing him right. I don't play him very often, but from what I've played and from what I've seen other people play, like his kit, which is the razor wire, and he's just not. For me, he's not there. I think he's the weakest character in the
Rose
game.
City
in my
Gamer
opinion.
does ask on Rogue Company who is the best to start with as a noob, and I agree with Psychotic. Dima or Ronin is really good.
Sure.
They're both simple to understand. Dima is your classic like soldier class, so
He's very
really
good.
simple, really easy to understand. And if you can nail if you get good with his ultimate, the grenade gun, you can
Yeah.
get
Yeah, the
guaranteed
Nerf launcher.
kills.
I think Talon is also a very strong character. People may disagree with me, but when other characters are strong, he is like Lancer. She's a flanker. He counters flanks because he can throw up a reusable radar sensor.
Yeah.
And you throw that where you could possibly get flanked, and if they have flanking characters, that's huge because you'll see them coming and they won't expect you to know it because he can basically show people on the map without them knowing, so they're not going to think to slow down
Yeah.
or take things cautiously. Because flankers, what makes them strong is just how quick they can flank.
Well, no, see, and that's why Talon's strong because you can see them coming, right?
Yeah.
And then again, if you know they're coming, you get the first shot.
Yeah.
So-
And so this game is why I love this game so much is like Jordan said, the characters are very balanced. They counter each other. They all have useful abilities except Trench.
Yeah,
Which
minus
is-
one. I don't know. They must have let an.
They need to soup it
intern-
up somehow.
He'll have to. I think they'll have to re-kit him a little bit. Which,
Yeah, like kind of do what they
Well,
did.
or
in
barbed wire
Overwatch.
needs to do something different than what it does.
or have him be able to throw out 5
Or
of them.
instead of barbed wire, it
Yeah,
throws
you have two. I don't know.
it throws up a wall. I
Well,
don't
then
know,
the thing
something.
is like people just shoot it. Like, oh, okay, that's gone.
And this game is free to play. I think it's one of the best free to play games.
maybe
out there.
invisible barbed wire.
My
Ah.
personal favorite character. It's hard to choose. I have like a top 5 that I rotate through, but I think Saint is very useful
Yeah,
just because he can heal anywhere on the map.
it's true.
How about a barbed wire that freezes them in place for 6 seconds and is invisible?
Yeah,
But you can still shoot. Oh, invisible. Okay.
Invisible.
So they're stuck, and then they appear on the map.
not fully invisible, but you have to be paying attention.
Sure. Yeah.
I would almost rather him
And then they're
have
snared
like
for 6 seconds.
Here's my idea for him. I was thinking about this the other day because I had to play him because I like he was one of the only characters I didn't have at Mastery 1, so I was like, oh, fine, I'll play him.
You're like, oh shit.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was thinking, what if he did like you know like when you're watching a movie and there's those grenades that like pop up and then shoot out.
Yeah.
Why don't they, instead of barbed wire, why doesn't he lay that down and then when someone crosses it, it pops out
Like a proximity
yeah,
mine?
but like obviously don't make it instant. Make it like they have a second or two to dodge
roll,
out of it.
to roll,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? As soon as you hear it go up.
I feel like
You know
you're
what I mean?
then
Then he can be a defender of corners. Like
yeah, but
you know what I
he's
mean?
clearly supposed to be like
I don't know what he's supposed to be.
Anti-flanker.
Yeah.
On paper, he's an anti-flanker.
Yeah.
But when you can see his ability so blatantly and just shoot it, and it's gone.
Yeah, and so I think you would, if you had any kind of like trip mine or grenade, you're moving into like Dima's purpose. So you'd want to keep his purpose. I just don't know.
Well, and the thing is like his guns are decent. Like they're not the greatest guns in the game. I feel like they're decent. So that's what made like if he had overpowered weapons or something,
Yeah.
it's like okay, now he's worth. Playing,
I have been
but-
playing. My favorite characters are Burn and Chalk, or Scorch and Chalk. I really like DPS because if I get impatient, I can run in and trade, which is still valuable to my
Yeah.
team.
Yeah,
you
Chalk
know?
is really good.
Or I can trade with either of those characters, like their best player. You know what I mean, or something like that. Someone that has a big effect. But two players have really come up, and I think a lot of matters here. Why this game is so good too is your play style.
It adapts to
Yeah,
your
I
playstyle.
didn't realize how much I would like these characters, but Kestrel and
Yeah, her drones.
Is it Sigma? But
Sigma, no,
the
that's
shield,
Overwatch.
the shield.
Oh, Sigrid.
Sigrid, there we go. I
We'll
don't know
call
what I
her
was thinking.
Sigma for. Or
Yeah,
Sigma,
I'm sorry,
Sigma.
no. But Sigrid.
Sigmund.
And the reason on both of those characters is they both have that like adrenaline shot that you get instead of a grenade.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
And that, whatever it is about my play style, that just works for me. Like I can be at one spot, I get hit a little bit, I get behind, I hit the thing, I can run away. It just works really well. So I really like those characters a lot.
No, yeah,
but-
and what's cool about Sigrid is when you put up her shield,
Yeah,
then it allows mobility because
push.
she holds her shield when you go across the ropes.
Yeah.
And you can actually disable
Yeah,
the
we
bomb
found that out the other day. That
while
was cool.
holding the shield up.
Yeah, I do that. I've done that a couple
Super-
times. Done that a couple times.
Super interesting character.
And even though she only has a pistol, even if someone's got a souped up, say, objection, you pop out that shield,
Wait for
one
them
or
to
two
reload.
heads,
Yeah.
they're down. Like it's super powerful.
All you have to do is wait for them to reload and then take your shots. You know.
And I
But-
love that they, like every character they release, it changes the dynamic of the game in a balanced way. I think the developer here Hi-Rez is the publisher, right? But I don't know who the developer is. But they're doing an excellent job
Really well.
Yeah.
while
Really well
making
done.
this game balanced and continuously
The only
interesting.
thing they need to do is I don't know, maybe someone can explain to me how to play Trench and I'll like him a little bit better. But I do think they should probably maybe, in my opinion, just I don't know. He
Here's
just
the thing,
he
though.
doesn't seem as useful as other characters, and that's
Here's
the problem,
thing.
right?
I think maybe we're in rank as I'm ranking. A lot of people play Trench, and granted, I'm in bronze, so if you go up, I wonder.
No,
if
see, I think that's the
if
problem.
That's the case.
Yeah. In the real leagues, they're not playing him. I don't
Yeah,
know. Maybe they
we'll
are.
see.
Maybe we're just not seeing how to play him properly.
See,
but
yeah.
I can't see it.
The thing
You know,
is
I
if
don't
we
know.
buff him with a new kit layout or something with how we talked about him, then the flankers become weaker because he's an anti-flanker.
Yeah.
So if he becomes stronger,
Yeah.
flankers become weaker. And I think the game is in a really good place.
No, I do
think,
too.
I think that's why the game is so fun. right now.
One thing that I do want to talk about, and I'd actually love to watch some gameplay of this while we talk about it,
Sure.
is Brother Buddha said in chat, Knockout City has been eating at my rogue company time.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Everybody
yeah.
is raving about Knockout City. It is on Game Pass right now, so you can go download it.
It reminds me a lot of Rocket League, but they're doing what Rocket League wanted to accomplish.
So this is dodgeball. It's battle royale dodgeball. Is that like a good or arena dodgeball? And you can like pass the ball, and you knock out players when you hit them with the ball. And
That's pretty cool.
and everybody,
How have I not known about this?
it's kind of hidden under the wires. Is this an EA game?
I don't know.
Someone in chat correct me. I don't know why I want to.
No,
say
I
it's an
know a
EA
lot of
game.
people have been enjoying it.
Yeah, and you can catch the balls just like dodgeball. You can pass it among your teammates. And I've been watching gameplay. I've been watching a lot of people play it. In fact, I downloaded it to play it, and I just didn't have time this week. But a lot of people are really high on Knockout City, and it does look like a lot of fun. So
Cool.
if you haven't
I'm
seen
glad you brought this up because
Another Game Pass game.
so it is on Game Pass, so we can just
yeah, Brother Buddha says it is EA. Yeah, it's EA.
Well, so is it a part of the EA Play Game Pass or is it general Game Pass?
I think it's general Game Pass, to be honest, but don't quote me on that. But if we can get some where like they pass, so each of them like can throw and they have like a different ability, but when you watch teamwork happen in this game, it's amazing. They'll like pass the ball to hit a guy. It's so cool.
No, see, like I said, it really does. It gives me a lot of Rocket League vibes, but from what I hear, they're kind of accomplishing more because obviously it's getting
Well,
a lot
he's out.
more praise. You know.
Yeah, it's
It's
super
an interesting
cool.
game. I'll have to check this out. Looks good.
Yes, Captain Obvious says it is on Game Pass. Brother Buddha says it's such a blast, especially with friends. So many laughs have been had with my friends and I, and that's exactly
that's what
that's
games
exactly
are about.
what everybody has been saying. Let's jump into some questions here. We'll just take a few questions before we head out for the week, and then our next podcast. Remember, everybody, will happen after the Microsoft event later that evening. We'll let you know on the exact time, but stay tuned. Subscribe to us on YouTube if you haven't yet. Let's take our first question. Cooper, since it's E3, he says, Cooper, at the Microsoft conference, name something, 1, that you really want to see, 2, that you think will definitely be shown, and 3, something crazy that no one expected to see. I think I'll summarize a couple of these for all of us. We're definitely going to see Halo gameplay.
And I really want to see multiplayer.
Yeah, I think we're definitely going to see that.
Warzone in particular.
Spicy, what you really want to see, he wants to see some Miami.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But at the Microsoft,
I had no idea that was gonna be
at the Microsoft show, what do you really want to see?
Show me why Bethesda was a good purchase.
Ooh,
Show me,
and it looks
make
like
me, tease me.
it looks like that's what's going to happen. Jordan, something crazy that no one expected to be seen.
I don't know.
Yeah, I want.
A Perfect Dark release date.
What about Elder
A
Scrolls?
really-
Elder Scrolls 6.
A release date that's
No,
sooner
okay.
than later.
I really think we need to calm down with Elder Scrolls 6 for a while, guys.
No, but why not? That's the question. Crazy.
It's like
that would be crazy, would it not?
I feel for Bethesda because they're like, guys, we want to try something else this year. You know what I mean? We're gonna make it, but we're doing this.
It's
right
like
now,
it's
you know?
like when you're in a band and like you're known for one really good song.
Yeah.
And on tour, everyone requests it. And you're like, I want to play my
like
other
we want to
song.
play our
I
other
mean-
stuff. You know.
Like they even released like some random. It was
like
Like
a-
it was just helicopter footage
Yeah.
of like
Well, it wasn't even that. It was like freaking artwork someone's kindergarten kid probably
Well,
put together. They
and-
blurred it out and put Elder Scrolls 6 in front of it.
You can tell, like, Todd Howard was like, okay, guys, we're going to do it. We were never not going to. We just want to work on this game first. Here's a trailer. And then it just showed a title. Like, it was just like, you know.
It's like
Bethesda used to do it. I don't know why they don't do it anymore. Or it seems like they've got away from it. But they used to do it where they'd announce a game and it would come out 6 to 8 months later. So that's why, you know. Like, I get hype, but I don't necessarily, and I may be indifferent about this, but I don't want to see a game today that's coming out in 2030. You know what I mean? Like, I would like to see what's coming out this year. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's take two more questions here. Huck MS. Bros, it's your last meal. What's on your plate and in your glass?
Filet mignon, medium rare.
I like it.
Fried asparagus.
filet mignon.
I like
Yeah.
it. I like it. In your glass?
Probably. I really, surprisingly, I really like chocolate milk.
I do too.
Yeah, I really like. And let me just explain something here. Not Yoo-hoo. That stuff. That's
Yoo-hoo
not. That
tastes
is
like
not
freaking-
chocolate milk.
You don't
It
like
is-
powder?
It's
Powder-
not. No, it's
Powder
not
Yoo-hoo
chocolate milk.
tastes like protein. It
No,
tastes
it's
like a
not.
protein
Well,
drink.
first of
Guys
all,
are absolutely crazy.
No,
You
first
have
of all,
not tried the
Yoo-hoo
red.
sucks.
It's the red lip. The red lid.
First of all,
are you getting the wrong color
Yoo-hoo
lid?
tastes
Yeah.
more like caramel than chocolate.
It
like,
tastes
it just-
like a protein powder
no,
drink.
Yoo-hoo,
There is more calories in 1 cup of Yoo-hoo than an entire pizza.
And
No, dude, you gotta
And
go.
I'd rather have the
you gotta
pizza.
go Hershey syrup for chocolate milk.
no, see, you're all wrong. No, you're all wrong. You have to get the Nesquik powder.
No, I hate powder.
Powder
I hate powder.
It's a much better chocolate milk feel
Steak
than
and
any.
chocolate milk, classy.
Yeah, no, filet mignon, medium rare, fried asparagus for the vegetable, and then I really do like chocolate milk.
no. So let me tell you,
Like
Hershey's,
if they had chocolate milk, at
Hershey's
bars, I
chocolate
would
milk.
order.
Because my kids drink it all the time. I'm not a huge fan of chocolate milk to begin with.
Yeah.
And so there's the standard, but there's this new syrup, and it's like the all natural stuff. So I think it just means they put tons of sugar in it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, it is so good.
Yeah.
So
No, I actually
good.
had a big discussion about with my wife about
About your
chocolate
wife?
milk. Yeah. No, with my wife about it because she's making chocolate milk for the kids, and she went to use my stuff, the good stuff. You know what I mean? The powder. I think the Nesquik powder is the best, right? And get this. Look, this is what she does. She puts the milk in, and then she puts the powder on top, like she's some kind of noob.
No,
That's
you
not-
put
you put the
even with
powder
syrup.
in. Yeah,
you put it in first.
No, you put the
and
powder
when
in first.
pour,
As you
it
pour,
helps
you
it mix.
stir. You
Yeah.
You stir as you pour.
Amateur.
I told her. I said, "You're making that wrong. What are you doing to these
Amateur.
kids?" And she looks at me. Yeah.
Like you're a crazy
I
person.
no. I had to get her out of the way and make it myself. It was terrible.
Captain
That
Obvious
was
says
disgusting.
chocolate abuelita. It's Mexican. I've never had that. Although I think I've seen that at the store.
Wait. Isn't that the
Does it have caffeine in it?
no? What's the milk drink that you get at a lot of Mexican restaurants?
Oh, the one
leche,
that's-
con leche, something.
Lechade, lechoto,
horchata.
horchata. Okay,
Horchata.
that's
Very
what it's called. I
much.
thought-
We
okay,
got
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Horchata. Three
yeah.
white guys.
Well, I think horchata is from a root. I think.
Yeah, probably.
It's ma-
What
derived from
am
a
I
root.
drinking?
Yeah. Okay.
It's good,
I
though.
can't drink that stuff anymore because one day
Did you
I had a bad
Did you
experience.
trip out?
Maybe it was the wrong root stuff that I
Yeah.
drank. No, it was like 120 degrees. I'm outside. Somebody gave me I was so thirsty.
It's like sugar milk, right?
yeah. I was in a shirt and tie at the time. It was extremely hot.
Did you throw it up, dude?
Oh my
Oh, yeah,
god.
throwing up milk is the worst.
Dude, that is the
Like,
worst.
yeah, that's
And they gave me I was really thirsty, so I guess it's my fault for requesting a lot of drink. They gave me like a pitcher full of horchata, and I just chugged it. Oh,
Big mistake.
I can never have that stuff ever.
I
again.
know.
Horchata's
yeah,
good.
It's good, but it ruined me.
but not yeah.
Trust me, it was
Captain Obvious.
milk was a bad choice.
Captain Obvious is laughing at us.
And that's
This is just hot
exactly
chocolate.
what happened. Milk was a bad choice, man.
Okay.
that-
George-
that would be
messed
mine.
me
George's
up.
last meal and drink is filet mignon and
Medium rare.
Medium rare with a glass of chocolate milk.
This is
Spicy.
such a
And
difficult
fried
question.
asparagus.
Not for me. I know
Fried
immediately.
asparagus.
Fried asparagus.
I like asparagus, especially when it's fried.
Okay, you want me? Can I go? Shall I go?
Sure.
Shall I go?
Yeah.
Lamb
Lamb is good.
with wine sauce gravy,
Mm-hmm.
mashed potatoes,
Mm-hmm.
and I really just to Scottish it up, a glass of iron brew. The sugar stuff, not the fake stuff.
That's the problem with the world.
Made
They're coming
with
out with all
pure
this
cane
fake
sugar?
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. I
you.
like iron brew.
I like the
Dude.
mashed potatoes and
Dude.
gravy. I love
Gravy,
mashed potatoes
wine
and
gravy is my favorite gravy. It's like got this unique taste that just does it.
Okay,
for me.
I don't know what drink I would get, but I do know that
Horchata?
I would probably go.
Strawberry. I see yours as like a strawberry lemonade.
Do they
guy.
have chocolate horchata?
Well, they have
I
like
don't think
cinnamon
we,
and stuff.
I don't think we know. What
I
we're
don't
talking
think.
about.
I don't think if you put chocolate in it, it's considered horchata anymore.
I think.
I was wondering.
I don't think we. I don't think.
I'm pretty sure once you start adding ingredients, it becomes something else entirely.
You idiot.
Huck MS in chat does say you win, David, so far.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. I'll tell you the meal that I had that required surgery after.
Was that good?
It was that good.
They had to pump his stomach.
No, they had to remove my gallbladder because it's so good. A ribeye is amazing.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
Oh yeah.
I had a big old fatty ribeye and a Dairy Queen's Blizzard after. that weekend I had to get my gallbladder removed. That's how good that was. No, but my meal, I think I'm past the point of caring about. I just want a good meal.
You've evolved past
Yeah.
food.
Well, because when I was growing up,
how evolved of you?
I know. When I was growing up, we were very poor, and so we went out to eat once a year.
Oh yeah.
And so there was a point in my life where I was very uncultured, and where we went out to eat was like burgers and fries. It wasn't the best place.
Cool. Captain, can I just gotta say Captain Obvious's pick? Pizza with a glass of water from Antarctica. That is awesome.
Is
that
that
is
like
solid?
Wait, is that like the water from the movie Waterboy, where like the Eskimos?
Oh yeah,
blessed
yeah.
it?
where
He's
he
blessed
gets-
it and it
yeah.
gives him his power back. That is good.
You might
That
have
is
to help me
solid.
on my drink because I do this like I don't know, but I love lobster. I have
yeah.
Oh,
good
lobster, yeah.
lobster,
With some butter.
Oh, covered. The problem with lobster is you can eat a lot of it and they never bring enough of it because it's like
Oh, yeah.
so
Yeah,
expensive.
lobster is solid.
But I love lobster.
Well,
Good
then they
lobster.
try and get you. Like when you go to the Red Lobster and they're like, "Oh yeah, pick one out of the glass," and you obviously pick the biggest one, and
What
then they
is-
bring, and you're like, "You didn't give me that one."
What must
Yeah,
it
yeah.
be like if you're on death row, you're about to die tomorrow because you're evil, but
Thank you for the little bit backstory.
Yeah,
and what's
backstory.
going
You
on.
must have done something crazy bad to be on death row. But they bring you your last meal that you've requested. It's obviously something really good that you want, and it sucks.
Well, I mean, that's par for the course.
That must.
Do you think
Do they give you a redo? Like if you don't enjoy it? Because what a way that would suck.
Well, I think
I
if
think
you
the whole
did that-
scenario would suck,
Yeah,
David.
I think-
That's
yeah.
true.
There's a lot of things that would suck in that scenario you just portrayed.
That's true. That's true.
Well, and the thing is how do they give you your last meal? Because like, do they like fly in a
Okay.
cook, like a last meal
Well,
cook,
Okay, on the Green Mile.
or is it just like the cafeteria food, just whatever you want?
Yeah, I don't
You
know. No, I think you get like your choice. I think
Because the thing is like if they order out from like the Olive Garden for the guy's last meal, it's gonna be cold by the time it gets there.
yeah, I think
You know
we're
what I mean?
I think we're thinking about it too much.
I want pizza from New York.
Yeah. How do you? I'm sure they
Okay,
order whatever.
let's see what we can do, and then they just go down the street.
New York.
Huck MS, great question.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for writing in. Let's end with Captain Obvious, who just wants us to talk about the Crisis Trilogy remastered bundle that is coming. That's right. It was announced. We didn't cover it. I never played Crisis because I never had a computer that could handle it at the time.
No one did. I don't even think the developers had one. That could
Yeah, now that it's coming out remastered,
Which
I
I know,
thi-
they don't they have the pure crisis mode where it still sucks on your machine, like it still has trouble.
It plays
I
the
would
game and runs cryptocurrency.
Yeah, at the same time.
I would like to experience it because because from what I can see, it looks like they were so forward thinking with Crisis that it still has some things that are unique that nobody else has done.
It's
before.
really fun going back because I have the Crisis 1 remastered.
Yeah.
It's actually really fun going back and playing the game because you can see a lot of the stuff that maybe wasn't fine-tuned at the time, but what evolved into what's now standard in a shooter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you said,
it paved the way for a lot
very
of games.
forward thinking. And didn't
Yeah.
they invent like physics cards? Like it wasn't that the game that was like, well, why don't we just use physics?
Why don't we use the graphics card to just crush our physics in this game.
Yeah, because wasn't that the game? Well, the game was because you remember the YouTube videos where people would like
Put
go
up
to the
exploding
crane,
barrels on
and
top
they
of
would
each other?
they would throw it and then turn around, and then it would say had to turn around or else my computer would crash.
Yeah, I've never played that. So the fact it's coming remastered trilogy, I like when they package stuff like that together. As long as it's a true
it
remastered.
upsets me a little that I bought the remastered version. Now I have to buy it again. But
But I'm really excited. I'm totally
That
down.
sucks,
Totally
man.
down
Yeah.
with that.
Sorry about that.
yeah, it's
I think Fitzy
usually-
wins with his last meal, by the way. Here it is. Fitzy's last meal. Grade 5 Wagyu ribeye with bacon wrapped asparagus and garlic mashed potatoes.
So
The man is a
he
con-
wants a
some-
$200 meal.
The man is a meat connoisseur.
Well, if you're on death row, I would order.
Yeah.
I would get a buffet.
I want
Dude, I want to go to Fitzy's house just for a barbecue. I will go there for the barbecue and then drive home same day.
Yeah,
I would.
I would do that.
The
too.
man knows his meat.
He does. Well, I'm grade 5.
Also, next time I need to wrap.
Wagyu. That's the Japanese beef. That's
Also,
like-
next time I need to wrap a present, I'm driving to Super Shogger's house,
To learn.
letting him wrap my present in his unbreakable box.
That's actually a rabbit hole I go down is watching a guy eat Wagyu beef on YouTube. I do it all the time.
Really?
Yeah, because I mean it's like a $250 meal, and you sit there and watch the guy cook it for you because it's basically all over Japan is where they have that beef. And I'll be honest, I've watched hundreds of those videos of a guy cooking Wagyu beef and then eating it, and me
You know who
pretending
my
that
favorite YouTube food person is? The Food Ranger.
Oh yeah, he's good. Yeah, he just goes around eating food, and you're like, man, that looks good.
Yeah.
What a job. You know?
to eat food.
Yeah.
So the Wagyu beef guy, that's all he does is Wagyu
Well,
beef?
he goes to very expensive places to eat.
No, okay.
And then he just has a camera. It's like a teppanyaki style or like the Japanese chef in front of you.
Yeah.
And when you have that meat, because it's like very marbly meat, and they'll cut off every piece of that is worth a lot of money, and they'll trim it up and use the fat to coat the grill beforehand. Not grill, but it's like a flat cook, right?
Yeah.
And then they use that to season everything else, and it's just...
And what is Wagyu beef? It's the way it's fed and raised?
It's a breed of cow that's only found in Japan, like an island in Japan,
The Wagyu cow.
and it's just super rare. And from what I know about it, and I'm not the connoisseur of this, but from what I know about it, it's a very marbly beef, and it has a unique flavor, and it's very unique to that breed, and it's only found one place in the world, and there's not a lot of them.
Is it like a genetically enhanced cow?
I don't know.
It's getting suspicious.
I know. Well, and my nieces and nephews, they went out to a place in like Tennessee, and they had Wagyu hamburgers, and I was like, that's blasphemous, but also I want it.
Yeah, so the Food Ranger, he goes street food in Asia. And what's amazing is he never gets sick. And like one person asked him.
Well, I mean, you never get sick
Well,
on camera.
he's only been
right?
sick twice, he says. And he says, here's why. And it's really interesting. Like his logic, it's just logical. He says, I always, you got to bring your own water. That's the key. And number 2 is he just goes to places where there's large crowds. He says, because large crowds in the streets means that this place is good and they cook their food good. And it's always
it's
hot.
actually generally, if it's busy, it's
yeah,
good.
and it's busy, and that's it. So even in the street food, like you don't need like licenses necessarily in these street food places, but you just go like where everyone's going. Okay, I'm there.
So I pulled up the videos
For some reason, every time I see these types of chefs, I think of Chris Farley from Beverly Hills.
That's
Hills Classic.
So that's the Wagyu beef right there. That's what it looks like.
That's a good piece of beef there.
Oh, so Loyal Doyle says its fat cells grow differently through the meats, so the taste is amazing.
Yeah,
Dude, look at that though.
Yeah, so these
I want
are
to
the
grill like
videos.
I want to
these
grill
are the
like
videos that I would watch.
Dude,
I watch hundreds of these, and they're all the same. A chef cooks Wagyu beef in front of you, and then the guy eats it.
Dude, I want to grill like that in my kitchen. Or do you think those are electric grills, or is that like gas powered underneath?
Oh no, that's all gas. You go,
And it's
you
just
go
fire
gas,
underneath, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it's
Dude, I
just
want to grill
leveled-
like that in my kitchen.
leveled really nice, stainless steel.
I've been in a house that had a grill like that.
I'm actually. Hey,
Oh, he's
I got a
testing
story
it.
for
See,
you.
he's testing it. Yeah, he's testing it.
Yeah, this is. Yeah, I think this
Or
part's
he-
okay.
he's
Yes.
searing it. He's putting in the lines.
Yeah.
Dang. Okay. Oh well.
Well,
people
yeah,
who are
yeah.
listening can't see this, but go look it up.
Yeah, just go down the rabbit hole of that, and it's really just it's calming for me to watch this and be like, if I was a billionaire, this is what I would eat all the time.
Yeah. Thank you very much, everybody, for listening this week. Next week, again, our show is going to be on Sunday after the Microsoft show. It'll probably be in the evening. We'll let you know the time, but E3, it is here next week. It is upon us. We're excited for it. If you haven't yet, come follow us on YouTube, youtube.com/XoneBros. Come subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends. Also, don't forget to go rate, review, and subscribe to us over on iTunes, over on Spotify. It helps the show there. And we are the XoneBros.
Yeah.
We're all about positive gaming. Play those video games, guys. Have fun.
E3.
Join the community. Come join us in Discord.
E3's next week.
E3. We'll see ya.
I'm walking